Hey y'all, welcome back to Pray Shop Cruise. My name is Itiri, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you why my last cruise of 2023, which was on board Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas, was my worst cruise of 2023. Not only did we have a surprise storm in the Bahamas that rerouted us and changed our entire itinerary, we also had to deal with some lack of cleanliness in our junior suite, on top of just being hugely disappointed that we didn't get a chance to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which for me was really going to be the highlight of that particular trip because I have not been since I was a young teen. So I have not seen the current fabulousness of a Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, we did take this trip specifically to surprise my uncle, and he was completely surprised. He had no idea that his close family and friends were showing up at the port and were actually going to board the ship with him. So he was completely surprised. So that was good. But disregarding that, this was the worst cruise of 2023 for me. And I'm going to tell you why. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all, I started this video in 2023, and now we're in 2024. So I'm gonna try to finish this and post this ASAP. So much has happened. Happy New Year. So where was I? I have a bulleted list of items I wanted to discuss regarding Mariner of the Seas and why, for me, it was my worst cruise ship trip of 2023. So as I mentioned, we went on the cruise to celebrate my uncle's 60th birthday. It was a surprise. He had no clue we were all going to be at the port and actually board the ship with him. He had no clue we had booked our rooms and all that. He just had no clue. So we bum rushed him at the port. That was perfect. Everything was great. Now, when we got on the ship, we did the regular, check-in process. Our rooms weren't ready right away. We went to eat at the Windjammer. One of the things I hated the most about the junior suite that I shared with my grandmother was, first of all, the twin bed configuration. So I've never actually, as an adult, had to sleep in the twin bed on a ship. So that was a shocker for me. I don't know how are y'all sleeping on these twin beds? They're so uncomfortable to me. I was trying to make sure I didn't roll off. I was peeping over at grandma during the night, making sure she didn't roll off. They're very small. We were in a junior suite, huge room, huge walk-in closet, twin beds, horribly small and uncomfortable, in my opinion. Also, room cleanliness. Are y'all rooms really being cleaned? Because I don't hear a lot of people talk about this regarding Royal Caribbean. But for me, I was on 2 Royal Caribbean ships last year, and they were older ships. Now, I don't know if this is an older ship thing, but neither ship felt clean, Radiance of the Seas and Mariner of the Seas. Neither ship felt overwhelmingly clean, and our rooms didn't feel overwhelmingly clean. I mean, there were spots, maybe some stains in the tub. I kind of watched where I stood. When the steward came in for the Mariner of the Seas trip, you didn't hear vacuum, you didn't hear spray, I think he was just taking the towels and going. Are you guys experiencing this? Is there like a cleaning procedure that they don't actually clean when they go into your rooms? I had like mascara on one of my pillowcases when I slept, I guess because I didn't remove all my makeup. And the mascara was still in the pillowcases when I came back. So these are things that I've noticed on these older ships and with Royal Caribbean that I don't like. So room cleanliness was a big 0 to me. We dealt with it, and I probably should have complained a little bit harder, but are y'all rooms really clean on these Royal Caribbean ships? Now, I've heard from Virgin Voyages people that the rooms are clean. Like, they're clean, you can smell it, you can see it. Somebody actually cleaned them rooms. I didn't feel that way about this Mariner of the Seas trip. Next, the Windjammer. Y'all. The crowdedness of the Windjammer on this particular cruise ship was just uncalled for. Like, I don't know if they didn't plan for enough seats and enough people. People were shuffling chairs. People were holding seats. People were staying in their seats super long. It was madness. I hated going to the Windjammer. I actually stopped going after a few days because there was just no point to me. I did the main dining room for breakfast. I did other venues for dinner. How are y'all dealing with this Windjammer issue? Like, what's the protocol? Because I didn't like it. Okay, big no-no. I'm not a huge Windjammer fan. I may be in the small and few, but I'm not a huge Windjammer fan in general, okay? But, I mean, we couldn't find seats. You had to go early, hold a seat for your people, hold chairs. I mean, it was a real thing. Let's see here. The weather. So Royal Caribbean doesn't have any control over the weather. We know this. But we had a major storm come in the Bahamas. Some ships were stuck at sea. Some ships had to go back to the port. They couldn't even leave out. So, I mean, we were one of the lucky ones that circumvented the storm, and they took us to Costa Maya instead of Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And a lot of people were very upset about it because they had brought their kids and they wanted their kids to see a perfect day. And I haven't seen a perfect day at Coco Cay since I was a young teen. So I was pretty disheartened about it. Still haven't seen it as an adult in person since I was a young teen. So I understand that. But Royal Caribbean has no control over the weather. What they do have control over is refunding, is giving some type of credit, right? Because they didn't make the Perfect Day at Coco Cay port. So I guess because they still were able to take us to Costa Maya, mind you, we only went to one port. We had 2 ports down. We only went to one. We were supposed to go to Nassau and Perfect Day. We only went to Costa Maya. Because they took us to Costa Maya, they had the nerve to give us a $13.63 credit, onboard credit. I just feel like that's a huge spit in the face, and there were a lot of disgruntled people about it. And I'm not sure if they took further action. But, you know, we were hearing things about Carnival giving, you know, 50% off your next cruise and this and that for all the, you know, all the heartache we went through because of that storm. And I just think Royal was like, we took you somewhere. Here's $13. Shut up about it. You know, as a child, my family cruised only Royal Caribbean. As an adult, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with the rooms. I don't like the catering to all the kids, the slides. It's not my thing. So I'm not a huge Royal Caribbean fan at this point. Now, I do have more Royal Caribbean cruises planned on some of the newer ships, and I will, you know, give it a fair try. But for me, it's just not my favorite cruise line right now. So $13.63, honey. And Royal said, go on about your business and don't call us about it. Let's see. The hotel room we stayed at pre-cruise, I do have a video of that at Port Canaveral. It was amazing. It was way better than our cruise ship cabin. Go check out that video. I'll link it below. I like to do videos of the pre-cruise hotel stays. So if you get a chance to watch those, it gives you an idea of where to stay before your cruise. So I think I covered everything on my list as far as why this Mariner of the Seas trip was the worst cruise of my 2023. In 2024, I'm planning to do newer cruise ships, different locations, and different cruise lines. So we'll see what's to come. Thank you, as always, for watching, for sticking with me this long. Like, share, subscribe, and come back to see me soon. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know about your experience with these room cleanliness, you know, on these older ships. Do these older ships feel clean to y'all? They don't feel clean to me. They don't feel sanitary to me. Let me know. Maybe it's just me. Talk to you guys soon. Hey y'all, it's me again. I've been doing this in different times at different days. It's horrible. I'm trying to push through getting this video done. But later in the video, I do discuss how good the food was at Chops Grill in Jamie Oliver's restaurant. I do want to touch on the main dining room food. The main dining room food was just okay. It was subpar. My pops only ate one thing really every time he went, which was like the chicken. I think it was grilled chicken. And for me, that wasn't even really good. I ate different things which were okay, but it was subpar, not the best food. Windjammer, also not the best. The ice skating here was fantastic. And the Starbucks that you saw earlier was fantastic. But that main dining room food, nothing to write home about, just in case you were wondering. Let me know if you have any other questions. So I'm peeping in again to discuss some of the good things about this trip. First of all, there's my beautiful family, my grandmother, my uncle, my mom, me on the swing, my pops to the side there. I have a cousin dancing over there. So the family was definitely the best part about this trip. We truly bonded differently than we had in a very long time. Another good thing about this trip was Costa Maya, even though this was the second time that we went this year, pretty much against our will because we didn't want to go back here, but not in the same year anyway. But the port itself is beautiful. The dolphins are really cool to watch, and we watched that for free. As you can see here, the port itself is very beautiful, the huts. It's one of the ports where you don't have to buy an excursion to have fun. So out of all the ports we had to circle to, I mean, this was a good option. This was a good place to end up. I will also say that the food at Chops Grill and Jamie's Italian on the ship was spectacular. I love Chops Grill. It's going to be a tradition for me to always go to Chops Grill whenever I go on a Royal Caribbean cruise. The crab cake there was scrumptious. The bread was delicious. The ribeye is always, always, always the way to go. I mean, they give you this huge ribeye steak, and it was just scrumptious. Like, it was just mouth-wateringly delicious. This cut to some clips of the show that I watched on the cruise. This was not the best show at sea. My least favorite show that I've seen at sea last year. I would not recommend. It was all over the place. The plot was scattered all over the place. The Macho Men here were really fun to watch. But overall, I would not do this cruise again if it weren't for my uncle. So I'm just going to leave it there. But thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Mirror of the Seas if you've been, if you're planning on going. I think if we hadn't had weather problems, could have been more enjoyable if we had been given the opportunity to see Perfect Day at Coco Cay, or if we had just been refunded more than what we were refunded for missing the port. Let's see. I'm probably forgetting a lot of things here. I did show a couple of the towel animals. Our steward, y'all, I think he skipped a couple of days making towel animals because we didn't take them apart, so he just left them up there. I don't know what kind of steward. I don't know why we've been getting these same types of stewards every time we're on Royal Caribbean, but they're never the best. Radiance was was not that good either for us. So I did walk around some other areas of the ship here. Johnny Rockets is over there. It's a burger and fry place. I didn't get a chance to try that place, but from what I've heard, it's not worth the upcharge. I did walk the trail here over the Lido deck, and it was a lot of action going on because everyone was stuck on the ship. So that's what it was. Anyway, thanks for watching if you made it this far. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Talk to you soon.